Well, hi everyone. This is the Brad Free Report for Friday, January 26th, and we like to talk about three-year-old fillies on this segment. And there's been some news this week with regards to Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner and Eclipse Award winning two-year-old filly of 2017, Caledonia Road. Her preparation for her three-year-old season is a month behind schedule after undergoing surgery for an ankle chip. That was reported early this week by Jay Privman down in Florida. As for Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies runner-up, Alluring Star, we are still awaiting word on her future, perhaps away from the racetrack. So the three-year-old filly division is wide open. It's only January, and there was a lot going on last weekend. In fact, there were a handful of performances that could influence this division. And let's start off by looking at the comeback effort by Amy's Challenge. This is at Oaklawn Park last Saturday in the Dixie Belle Stakes. Amy's Challenge, her first start in 4 months, and she had a fight on her hands. That's Mia Mischief down on the inside, who had won her previous start with a 90 Beyer speed figure. Amy's Challenge, she had her work cut out, but she got the money. The final time came back a little bit slow, a 78 Beyer speed figure, and it was a good comeback race. That's all it was. She'll stretch out for her next start either early February or in March. This is down at Tampa Bay Downs, also on Saturday, where Almond Roca was 3-5 to win her second stakes race at Tampa this winter. And that's what she did. She inched clear to win by a length. The runner-up was nearly 6 lengths clear. Almond Roca, an 82 Beyer speed figure. How about a maiden race back to Oaklawn? You've heard me talk about Tafosia all summer long in California. Well, Doug O'Neill has a string at Oaklawn Park, and Tafosia, back from a 4-month layoff, she took care of business as the 1-2 favorite. She's on her wrong lead through the lane, but at least she got there first after 3 consecutive runner-up finishes, an 80 Beyer speed figure. Tafosia and Amy's Challenge are headed for a showdown somewhere down the road at Oaklawn Park. This is at Turf Paradise. Last weekend in the J.J. Cody Senior Stakes, and Gorgeous Jenny, 1-10. First start on grass. She got hooked at the head of the lane, but she came away late. Gorgeous Jenny, a 79 Beyer speed figure. She is good. She's overqualified for Turf Paradise. As long as they keep her at Turf Paradise, she will run the table. Wouldn't be at all surprised if trainer Robertino Diodoro ships her back to California at some point in time. Okay, this is race number 4 on Thursday at Santa Anita. This was supposed to be a good race, but it really was not. Mappet won the race. She earned a 68 Beyer speed figure. The track was super slow on Thursday, but 4 fillies together at the wire. Not a good race. I was expecting a little bit more. Maybe Tequila Sunrise. You might want to give her a second chance. I liked her going in. The track was tiring. It was deep, and she finished okay. She can improve. That was her comeback race. Okay, as far as the leaders of the division go, well, Sugar McGee has a good one down in Florida by the name of Fly So High. I'm just going to guess where she'll show up next. I'm guessing the Devona Dale in early March at Gulfstream Park. She earned an 86 Beyer last time out. Fly So High did. Out in California, Dream Tree, we expect to see her in the Grade 2 Las Virgenes on February 2nd at Santa Anita. Midnight Bisou will skip the Las Virgenes. We won't see Midnight Bisou until early March in the Grade 3 Santa Isabel. So Dream Tree and Midnight Bisou, if and when they meet again, it probably won't be until the Santa Anita Oaks in early April, but that should be a good one. Dream Tree and Midnight Bisou have met twice previously. Dream Tree won them both in a photo finish. They are 2 very good fillies, and they're at the head of the group out here in California. Still waiting for somebody to emerge. It really hasn't happened yet, but it's early in the season. Okay, let's take a look at last week's scorecard with regards to some horses that I pushed everybody on. One of them was Bendable. She ran well coming down the hill, but she was second best as Konaya wins the stakes race. Bendable was second best. Yes, I liked Amy's Challenge. She won at 7-5. Big deal from a handicapping perspective. Almond Roca, she got the money also. Odds on, no bet. And Choo Choo was hammered to even money last weekend in the Cal Derby. He won the race. He'll show up next on February 17th in the $200,000 El Camino Real Derby. His main rival will probably be Publilia Cyrus. When you look at that list, can you guess which of those 4 horses that I bet on? Yeah, it's the one at the top of the list. She was the big price, Bendable at 92, but she was second best. Okay, when it comes to betting short prices, when we all like to cash a bet, right? but there has to be a limit on how short of a price you want to accept. Now, this winter at Santa Anita, it's been very difficult for horse players to gauge with any type of certainty those low odds. And I'm referring specifically to last Saturday, January 20th, race number 3. Let's say you liked I Will Score. I Will Score is 2-1 loading into the gate. He's 2-1 when he breaks from the gate. Let's roll the tape. Watch number 1, I Will Score. Okay, they break from the gate, and down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the number and the odds. There's number 1, I Will Score at 2-1. Into the first turn, what happens? Watch these odds. They're going to go from 2-1 down to 7-5. Very interesting. 2-1 when they break from the starting gate. I Will Score. He makes the lead, and in the first eighth of a mile, his odds go from 2-1 to 7-5. My point is this: these late odds changes, especially when they happen after the gates open, are discouraging horse players from wagering. This is a situation that must be addressed, and I hope it's addressed sometime soon, because these late odds changes, well, they're discouraging at least me from even remotely considering a wager on a low odds horse. All right, speaking of low odds horses, let's look forward to this weekend out at Santa Anita. 4 stakes races for Calbreds. The most lucrative of the 4 is the $200,000 Unusual Heat Turf Classic. It's race number 8 on Saturday, a mile and 1/8 on turf. Let's take a look at the field. This field lost a lot when Pee Wee Reese, who was expected to run, elected to sit out this race. He'll go into Thunder Road in early February. And so what we're left with is an evenly matched field of 9 at a mile and 1/8. And I don't think the favorite is any good thing at all. He Will is 2-1. All he has done is win only 1 of his last 11 starts. He often falls short at short prices. I like number 6, Rye. Rye is a deep closer from a hot barn. Trainer Bill Morey is 6-4-11 going into the weekend. How about Morey and jockey Ken Desormeaux? 8-for-20 over the last 2.5 years. They're winning at a 40% clip. Desormeaux and Morey. And finally, Rye has that deep closing style. There have been 8 grass races run this winter at Santa Anita at a mile and 1/8. 7 of them have been won by horses that rallied from the middle or back of the pack. That's where Rye is going to come from, and there is all kinds of speed signed up to set it up for Rye's closing kick. Summer's Image has speed, so does Smoky Image, and so does Tool Flog. So looking for Rye to win the Unusual Heat Turf Classic. 3-1, not all that creative, but I think he'll win. I think he'll beat He Will at very least. Okay, speaking of the shortest price on the day, it's in race number 4, the Cal Cup Sprint, and Masochistic makes his first start in 9 months. His first start for trainer Bob Baffert, and this horse has been training lights out, and Masochistic is the 4-5 favorite. Let's take a look at what happened the last time Masochistic returned from a layoff at Santa Anita. It was in July of 2016, and Masochistic, well, he made the lead, and jockey Mike Smith sat motionless as Masochistic won by more than 6 lengths. This is the Masochistic we expect to see on Saturday. Drayden Van Dyke has been working Masochistic, and he will ride him in the Cal Cup Sprint. I expect Masochistic to win as the 4-5 favorite. It's not going to be a wager. If there is an upset, I prefer the third choice on the morning line. That's number 5, Tough Sunday, who is in the best form of his career. He's the 7-2 third choice, and he should get a great trip sitting right behind Masochistic. If Masochistic misfires, I don't think it's going to happen, but if he does, Tough Sunday will get first run. He's going to get a great trip. His odds are 7-2. Not a bad alternative, but I think that Masochistic has this race. Well, it looks like he's the horse to beat. No doubt about that as the 4-5 favorite. Down on the inside, Edwards going left. I'm not going to knock him. Not in love with the draw as far as Edwards going left. Okay, the biggest race on Saturday is down in Florida. It's the $16 million Pegasus. I'd love to get cute and creative and say that I have a horse that is going to defeat Gunrunner, but it's not going to happen. Gunrunner number 10 is the odds-on favorite. I think he stands out. He's already defeated most of his main rivals in this race. He's versatile. He's training great. He won the Eclipse Award as 2017 Horse of the Year, and he is expected to end his career with a victory in the Pegasus. Now, I wanted to make a case for a 30-1 shot by the name of Fear the Cowboy, but news broke on Friday morning that Fear the Cowboy has well, I think it's a minor foot issue, but there's nothing minor about a foot issue when it happens the day before the race. So Fear the Cowboy, early reports are that he did not train on Friday. I'm a little reluctant to push him as a long shot to hit the board based on that foot setback. He has some things working in his favor. The pace scenario will be fast. Fear the Cowboy is a closer. He's a sharp horse in good form, stepping up in class off a good win last time out. He's 4 for 6 at Gulfstream Park. I think he has a chance to outrun his odds, but my enthusiasm is tempered after the revelation on Friday morning that he has a minor foot issue that will prevent him from training. So, not going to make such a big case on Fear the Cowboy. I think it's Gunrunner's race to win or lose. I'm not looking forward to wagering on the race, but I am looking forward to betting it. Okay, before I let you go, I want to talk a little bit about a sleeper horse out in California. We have not seen him in California because he's yet to start in California. He might be one of the best bred horses on the ground. He's a Santa Anita sleeper. His name is Morse Code. He is a son of Tappet, produced by Serena's Cat, that makes him a sibling to two-time Grade 1 winner Honor Code and Grade 2 winner Noble Tune. Now, his progress stalled for Shug McGahee last year, and they kind of gave up on him. They gave up on Morse Code and sent him through the Keeneland November sale. Well, trainer Richard Baltus and his team, they liked what they saw, and they bought this son of Tappet for only $32,000. Now, his record is not that great, but since arriving at Baltus's barn at Santa Anita, Morse Code is training super. His 59-4 workout on January 20th, it was done under a hold. We're still waiting for the first start in California for Morse Code. It's probably going to happen perhaps late February, early March. Look for Morse Code in a one other than allowance race a little bit later on in this meet. He might be a good one for trainer Richard Baltus, who has a knack at some of these reclamation projects. There's no reclamation projects on Saturday. Gunrunner should go out a winner in the Pegasus. Rye can win the Unusual Heat Turf Classic. And looking for either Masochistic or Tough Sunday to win the Cal Cup Sprint. I'm Brad Free. Talk to you next time.